So what do electrical load calculations actually mean? Electrical load calculation is simply the Hey guys, welcome to Asher and Gad channel, making Africa home again, one family at a time. Most electrical failures in homes don't start with bad wiring. They start with bad maths. I've seen brand new homes with expensive finishes, modern distribution boards, and neat cabling, yet breakers trip constantly, cables overheat, generators fail early, and in a very unfortunate event, sometimes some fires break out. The root cause? No proper electrical load calculation was ever done. In this video, I will explain what electrical load calculations are, why most builders ignore them, and the real-world consequences when they are skipped. Stay tuned. So what do electrical load calculations actually mean? Electrical load calculation is simply the process of determining how much electrical power a building will demand under normal and worst case scenarios. That calculation answers key questions. Number one, how many amps will the house actually draw? Okay, what size cables are required? Number three, what rating should the main breaker be? And number four, what size of generator or what size of solar inverter is truly needed for this house, depending on the design philosophy. Without this calculation, every decision that follows is a guess. Unfortunately, electricity is unforgiving to guesses. So why do most builders skip it? Why do they skip this? From what I see, load calculations are skipped for a number of reasons. Let's deal with three main reasons. Number one, speed. Okay, which for me is not really a reason because you're supposed to do your design and load calculations before you start building. Okay, but let's just say one factor is speed. Builders want to move fast, calculations slow things down. One factor. The second factor is cost cutting. Proposed design requires an engineer. Many projects try to avoid this cost. Not a wise idea. Not a wise idea at all. Number three, a copy and paste mentality. I did a video some time ago, I think probably a year and a half ago now, where somebody did a copy and paste of our house and it became a significant disaster for them. You cannot copy and paste. Every house is different. Okay, that person had, I can't remember, I think it was a 12-bedroom house or so. Okay, now it's all over the place because they were doing a copy and paste of our house. Our house is different from your house and different from the next person's house. As a reminder, if you haven't watched that video, click up here and watch that video. Do not do copy and paste. One house used a 100 amp breaker, so will this one also. But the houses are not identical. The appliances are different, okay? Air conditioning loads vary. Cooking methods change. Future expansion is ignored. This is where the problems begin. You could have a house that has a significant size electric cooker. I was doing a load estimation for a client the other day who intended to bring down from the States an electric cooker, and the cooker alone uses about 7.5 kilowatts. Significant. Also, they were putting in a central air conditioning system and the power for that central air conditioning system and exactly where it is different from your traditional air conditioning split system that most houses use in Ghana. Okay, and their appliances are different as well. The fact that it's a 110 voltage as well was completely different. So the load calculations is necessary. All right, don't do copy and paste. Very dangerous. What are the real world consequences of no load calculations? When load calculations are ignored, you commonly see undersized cables. Cables will overheat silently within the walls, fire risk. Wrong breaker sizes. Breakers trip constantly, or worse, don't trip when they should. Burnt sockets, melted insulation, often blamed on the poor power supply, but it's internal overload. It's not always the poor power supply. Tend to default most of the time on the ECG power quality. I know that sometimes is an issue, but it's not always the issue. It's easy. Oh, it's ECG, blah, 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 but not always the case. Generators failing prematurely. because the connected load exceeds the design capacity. Inverters shutting down under load because the actual demand was never calculated. So I know a client who bought a solar inverter for his entire home. I think he had about a 6-bedroom home. He bought a 10 kVA inverter. Then they rang me up to come and inspect. He bought enough batteries to last them through the night, but during the day when they had air conditioning and everything on, the inverter kept on shutting down due to overload. He said, yeah, well, of course. It's even telling, the good thing about a solar inverter, it tells you the reason why it shuts down. It said overload. I'm overloaded by about 25%. When you overload an inverter, it will eventually shut down because that shutdown is called overload protection. It's protecting itself because if it doesn't shut down, its conductors will overheat and it will catch fire. Yeah? So that's what it's about. The demand needs to be calculated correctly. These failures, again, are not bad luck. They are predictable outcomes of poor design, trying to cut corners and not following the correct process. You know, a friend of mine said we shouldn't be penny wise and pound foolish. Do not be penny wise and pound foolish. If you're building an entire house, the design cost is negligible compared to the cost of the building and the cost of the assets that are going to be within that building. So follow the correct procedure. This is my advice. What should a proper load calculation include if you ever request one? A correct calculation considers the following. Number one, the lighting load. Okay? That lighting load could be expressed in a watts per square meter as a power density, because you may not have every single light fit into account. A watts per square meter is fine, adequate. The socket loads per circuit, the fixed appliances, the air conditioning, the ovens, the water heaters, diversity factors. What runs simultaneously? What does diversity mean? In a house, you will never have everything, every single item on all the time and at the same time. Practically, you're not going to have all your air conditioning units operating at the same time everywhere. It doesn't happen. So we always apply a diversity, which accounts for the normal operation of the building. Future expansion allowance. Another client, he's got a single power supply to his, I think, 4-bedroom house, and he was wanting that same single power supply to do a 6-bedroom apartment he was planning on the other side of his compound, and then another security house, and then another boys' quarters. I said, well, you should have factored all that into account when you were bringing in the cable from the ECG pole. You should have done a load assessment to understand the exact size of cable you need so that you can distribute. You should master plan, whatever your dreams are, master plan it all out so that the infrastructure coming in, which is common to the entire development, is correct on day one, unless it will cost you a lot later on to change. Load calculations can also include some voltage drop cable length calculations. Sometimes, there was a hotel we went to some time ago, and it's quite has very, very, very long corridors. The distribution board was on the ground floor, and I think the top floor, the 5th floor, the furthest sort of 1/3 of the corridor sockets were not working because the cable length was just far too long, and there was not enough voltage to get to those sockets, and that's because the calculation wasn't done. When the load calculation is done, it also gives you you're able to assess the optimal locations of the distribution boards. Normally, distribution boards or sources of your power should be ideally located centrally so they can distribute evenly, all around your development, ideally. But if it can't be located centrally, then you need to ensure the cable sizes are correct. Sometimes you may need to increase cable sizes to make sure you do have enough voltage at the very end and the equipment works at the very end. Are you looking to build your dream home in Ghana? Or are you building already? Would you benefit from regular site visits to monitor your building and receive regular progress reports? Well, if that's the case, and that's you, look no further. Asher and Gad Consultancy at your service. We offer the following services: electrical design, construction monitoring inspections, site progress reports, consultation for all items MEP, witnessing of testing and commissioning, periodic snagging, vetting of specialist subcontractors. We also report site activities to you to hopefully help you spend your money efficiently and much, much more. Get in contact for your building needs. Details on the screen. Asher and Gad Consultancy, making Africa home again, one family at a time. Load calculation informs the main incoming cable size, distribution board ratings, breaker selections, earthing conductor sizing, generator and solar inverter sizing. This is engineering, it's not estimation, and it's certainly not guessing. Can this be a fire issue? Yes. Yes. Electrical fires rarely start with sparks. They start with gradual heat buildup, insulation breakdown, loose connections under overload, sustained current above the cable rating. Without proper load calculation, your system operates closer to failure every day. You may not see it until it's too late, because it's a gradual degradation. Like I said, electrical failures, that's why they don't normally happen on day one. They may happen in the future when you least expect it. If you're building or buying a new home, ask one question. Was a proper electrical load calculation done, and can I see it? Especially if you're buying a new building. Depending on the extent of the building and what you intend to put into the building. Because you may be buying a house, and that house is designed based on the standard Ghana typical installation. But you may be coming along and wanting to do something that's not standard. Yeah, and you still can't copy and paste because you're doing something different appliances, etc. Maybe you're coming from the States with 110 as well. You can't copy and paste. So if the answer is no, there wasn't a load calculation done. A, it's a negotiation point if you're trying to buy the house. But if you still move forward, know that you're gambling with your appliances, your generator, your solar inverter, and potentially your life. Unless you have a qualified MEP specialist to review it for you and perhaps do a load calculation for you to give you some confidence. Okay? The electrical load calculation is not optional, guys. It's not optional. It is the foundation of a safe electrical system. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Any questions, just drop in the comments. Send us an email. As usual, like, share, subscribe. Hype the video. From Guidance Chemistry and from me is Ibeshia. See you next time.